Anyways, all right, so then I should probably, it's 5:34. Let's call this meeting to order. Because I know Andrew can't make it and Rachel doesn't usually come, so I think we're all set. Did anybody get a chance to read the minutes? I'm hoping so, because we need to approve them, 2 sets.
Yes, they're fine.
Yes.
Leanne, do I have to do a vote for each different one? The 2 different minutes we have the special meeting minutes and the regular minutes.
No, just read the dates for both. And,
Okay.
and then we can vote to accept.
All right. Are there any changes or anything specific about the minutes that you would like? I'm sorry. Are there any changes or additions to the minutes of May 10th, 2021 or the special meeting minutes of June 3rd, 2021?
Nope.
No.
All in favor of accepting the minutes of May 10th, 2021 and June 3rd, 2021, signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, look at that, we're good. All right, so before I jump into communications, does anybody have any communications they want to share?
You're going to be discussing murals, right?
Yes.
I'll wait till then. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else before I jump in?
I'm just going to give a quick update on the wayfinding signs because I know
Okay.
you guys have been interested in those. So those are with purchasing right now for being released for fabrication. So there's several in that package. I think there's 6 total, including that gateway sign and the gateway sign and a couple directional signs. But it hopefully we'll get that going pretty soon.
So I'm not exactly sure the process. So if it's with purchasing,
Then sorry. Yeah, so it's a procurement process is a little complicated, but you have to release it out to the public and then for 2 weeks, and then people return a bid and they open those we open the bids, and there's a process to how we record that information. And then we have to judge them based on kind of a set of, metrics.
Own criteria. Okay.
Yeah. And then we pick the winner, and then that one gets the contract, and then we have to get the contract signed, and then they put that together into a design, and then they fabricate it, and then they'll drop them off at Public Works. And then Public Works is to install them and get the permits for the roads.
Okay.
Where are they going? Do you know, Tabitha, the locations of these particular signs?
So like I said, I think there's 6 in the package. I don't have it right in front of me, but there's the big one at there's a little bit of a.
Was that me? Maybe that's me.
Can you mute that one, Galaxy?
Yeah, I'll try to get on with my phone.
Oh.
I will, there.
Did that work? No.
Always fun. Technology.
So are these are very different. Are these different signs? I'm sorry. Are these different from the ones that are already up that are,
Yeah, these are different. So that'd be the one at the intersection of 117 and Route 1 where, you have the welcome to the
important one.
That one's definitely included in this package, and it looks, in the new style. And then there's a couple of smaller metal directional signs that'll be placed at various intersections as well, that call out things like Fort Griswold and the, Submarine Museum and Mystic and that kind of thing. And then
is that in the same color palette or just?
Yep.
Okay.
The blue and the orange and the Groton symbol with the compass rose.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Are you a representative from the Beautification then on judging these and vetting them? We're depending on your taste.
Yes, I am. I can help. I can share the package with you soon. I can send that email to you. I think I have a PDF of it. So
Oh, that'd be interesting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Samantha? I mean, not Samantha.
that's all right. It happens all the time, Leanne.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Tabitha? Okay.
Do you know if the donation ever came through from the Rotary?
Yes, we did get a small donation from the Rotary.
Do you know how much it was?
I can't say offhand. I might have been $1,000.
Okay, because it was supposed to be more than that, so I'll have to check with them.
Yeah, I think we were expecting a little bit more, but it came through at that amount. So
Yeah.
Does that go to the town or did that go to beautification or where did that go?
to the town for the signage package,
Oh.
specifically the gateway sign. I think they were interested in that, going towards that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'll check on that.
Right. Well, that's very good news.
Yeah, so I think that's it. I just wanted to give you an update on that.
Thank you so much. So I'm just gonna, I'm not gonna, just gonna tell you my quick communications that I have sent out, and then a couple that I've received, and then we can go right into our unfinished business. I did reach out to Deb Jones. I was typing up the minutes and I'm like, oh, this is perfect because it tells me all the things I was supposed to have done 2 weeks ago. So I reached out to Deb Jones about, remember, I wanted to attempt to maybe install some hosta along that stone wall, and so requested to spray the poison ivy and to possibly have some kind of help digging in that area, just about a 6 feet stretch on either side of the stone steps. After we met and we were talking about the town hall and maybe how can we beautify it, I reached out to John Burt and he said he'd be happy to have some hosta. I went and walked around, and right where you walk up the there's a Cindy words.
a ramp.
I'm sorry.
Ramp.
Yes,
A ramp.
on the ramp. There's a corner that's been mulched. There's plants. Everything's lovely, but that would be perfect spot for some hosta. And then I would like to put a couple of impatiens around there too. And I explained to him that the hosta, talk about an easy plant unless it gets eaten by slugs or something. They come up and they totally die back in the fall, and they just kind of dry up and go away. So he said,
I have a ton of them too. If somebody wants to come and divide them, right now with the sciatica, I cannot do it, but I look around and I'm thinking I've got plants here that can go.
I've already dug some up, but I don't know if mine are kind of a medium size, variegated. But so we have the okay to do that. I also mentioned to him that the leaves in the window wells, there's also leaves behind the ballot box that I think should be cleaned out immediately. And I asked about beautifying things, and he said he had just put out, they're accepting bids for painting the trim, Bruce.
Yay.
Yay, right. So that will be done in the fall, this fall, hopefully, if they can, once again, there's quite a process they have to go through. So that would be definitely a step in the right direction. I did mention, and I was going to reach out, and if there is a corner, if you park and you're heading into what I think of as the front door, or kind of by the ballot box, there's an area there that to me is calling out for a pot of flowers. And I imagine I might be able to get somebody in the town hall to water that for me, for us, but I need a pot. And so I was going to reach out. I mean, where do you think, Tabitha, would anybody have it can't be heavy. It has to be resin or plastic, but a good size pot.
Public Works might have something like that.
Public Works might?
They might. I mean,
I've been doing some joint emailing of, I'll include Mark Berry and Greg Hanover. It's like, guys,
yeah,
who does this? It's probably one of either of you. All right, so because if I could find a nice pot, it would be so easy to just throw some sun-loving annuals in a pot there. I mean, it really needs a little color.
Wouldn't it be better if we got them to again dig just a little flower bed so it's there? You don't have things will come up in the spring, the fall. Wouldn't that be nothing huge, but rather than a pot? Would that make sense?
The spot I'm thinking about is solid concrete, but it's kind of a sad little corner. So that's what I was thinking for there.
Mhm.
There's a couple other spots that would be very happy taking a sunny perennial, but I was going for I have the Doug hosta, and it would be it's a nice shady spot, so I was trying to get her done, get something in there quickly. And then I keep hoping, you said something, I don't know if it's Bruce or Nancy or who said it, but you start a little something hoping that then that can lead to something else.
Right. Yeah.
The other, because I thought if that was the first thing I asked, there's also a stump that obviously I don't remember when that tree was there, kind of behind where the other mailboxes are. And I don't want to ask too much all at once, but I was wondering if they have a stump grinder in the town, if they could remove that. And I would love to maybe meet you there one day, Bruce, and look around and see if you have a specific spot where you think specifically, a very specific spot that we could say, hey, can we put something here?
Yeah, sure. Anytime.
Because I just need, I walked around and I'm not sure about the actual need for space. And I think you're so maybe you and I could do that one day.
Okay.
I think as long as we're not asking too much, because I think everybody's spread fairly thin. Right now, I think it's busy. Budget season's over, but at least for Park and Rec, they are really busy. Planning and zoning everybody's really full out. Wouldn't you say, Tabitha?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's close to the end of the fiscal year, so it is kind of a crush for people.
Yeah. So, but right now, I'm hoping that at least we can do that. So I'm hoping I can get Aline to dig in the dirt with me one day next week or this week to plant some hosta, because that woman was a woman on a mission planting, let me tell you. Anyways, let me see. I did reach out to Greg Hanover about the planter boxes. Thank you so much, Nancy, for sending us those photos. So and then Aline sent me a link to the article about how those planter boxes came about. And I sent that to Greg Hanover and I said, hey, we'd like to do this on Pequannock Bridge. And he's like, hey, love to help. I think I could help fabricate those. However, you remember that is a state road and we would need to get state approval to put anything on that bridge, which I thought, wait, really? Couldn't we just do the don't ask, don't tell? But I don't think you can with the town. So I now I have had so many emails. Remember, all of you have seen all the emails that we have had going back about trying to wrap the utility boxes. And I've got also another thing from someone about painting crosswalks. All of those, of course, are no's, but one of those people I'm hoping can connect me with who could I get an approval for putting a planter box on a bridge. As time marches on, however, I'm not sure the time frame of this, because obviously the first thing that has to happen is for the DOT to say, yes, we can do that, right?
Yeah, I think at this point you need to have somebody high up put pressure on them or something.
You need a contact, absolutely.
Yeah.
I have a contact with them if you want locally. I'll call them this week.
Wait, what do you mean locally? A DOT local person?
Yeah, well, yeah, they do, because they have a place out on Route 184, and then I think they have an office in Norwich. But I know there's somebody locally that I've talked to about a couple issues around my office, and they came down, and we didn't work it out, but they came down. Yeah, so I don't think I have it in my phone, but I know I have it at the office.
Okay. Yeah, we just, because the thing is, I know that I have the traffic engineer and they're probably, well, maybe they would be the person to ask. I'm not really sure, but I think when we first started this, I reached out to someone who said, I'm not the person, but they told me the person to talk to. So,
Yeah, they're pretty
We'll
good
start
about doing that.
well, that brings me to, we talked about whoever was at the special meeting on June 3rd. Andrew Perella brought up the fact, and people agreed that there was the weeding situation at top of Fort Hill Road. There's a big planter there in the middle of the road that's full of plants and lots of weeds. So, and the curbing there is all crunched up, probably from last year's snow. So I sent out a email to Greg and Mark. Once again, they're probably going to start blocking me pretty soon, but and of course, Mark said that they actually are, it's their responsibility. So he's going to add it to his list. And Greg Hanover from Public Works said it's actually, since it's a state road, it's the state DOT to do the curbing, but he can reach out to them. So, and that'll.
Could I interrupt you for a second?
Yes, please do.
If they were going to do that, there's another one in front of Walgreens.
I mentioned that one.
That's the one Andrew was talking about. That's the one Andrew was very concerned about. He said it's just weeds.
It is.
Yes, and I mentioned both of them.
Oh, okay.
And I said, there may be committee members who are willing to help. And of course, that's way too high of a traffic area for them. It's too much risk for the town to take on to have a volunteer do anything like that. So
you could go down there on a Sunday morning and there was nobody around. No.
That's what Andrew was threatening to do.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to get out there and pull those weeds. So, I can continue to, these guys are very responsive, but it is hard when you have to bring the state into it.
Yeah.
But that's actually not the state. The weeding is Parks and Rec guys.
Oh,
So, well, let's keep an eye. So if you guys see anything, like, let's check in next month and see if anything's happened.
So if they weed, are they going to plant something in that spot, or what are they going to do with the weeded spot?
Also, it's interesting because I'm not as familiar with the one in on near Walgreens.
the one at Walgreens has lovely plantings in it. It just needs a real good weeding.
Mm-hmm.
There are some lovely plants in there, but it's
That's
just
good.
overgrown. So if there is some way that, I don't know, Parks and Rec could hold the traffic for us, we'll go in and weed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it does have good plantings. Okay. That the other thing that I was wondering if something had happened, there seems to be a couple of holes at the top of Fort Hill where weeds are growing out. And so I don't know if there was something there that's died, or if there was maybe a ground cover that died there. I'm not sure. So I don't believe and I've asked them to weed. I don't think there's any other planting going on. It would be nice if they could weed and put down some mulch, but I don't know. I can ask. I guess I have to drive by and take a peek at it.
Hey,
Because-
Cindy,
yes.
if you're gonna talk to them about that, just as a corollary to some of these conversations, ask them about cleaning up the entrances and the exits from I-95. For instance, the 89 exit up here in off of Allen Street is a real mess. I've almost pulled my car off the side of the road and just go pick the stuff up. There's so much junk there.
Oh, you mean trash?
Yeah, I'm talking about trash.
Okay, are you
It's
saying,
really
'cause
bad.
I use that all the time. So are you saying coming off of 95? Because I've noticed it a lot getting onto 95.
Yeah, well, it's at both of them. But if you're going south or west, I guess it would be, from like the direction of Rhode Island, and you're going to get off exit 89 there.
Okay,
It's bad
yep.
news. And it's bad news coming on too, just as bad.
Oh, okay.
So, I don't know if they have, I'd like to know if they have any kind of schedule, or if they would allow some volunteers to take care of it. You would be off the road if you cleaned up the stuff. I mean, you could
Right.
park your car and just walk down there, but I don't know if that's
That's-
permissible.
That's like the exit where the Marriott is as well.
Yeah, same one. They're all bad news,
It's the
but
same thing, but we were told that we can't do anything because it's state.
I know,
Right.
I understand that, but I mean, we could ask if there's any kind of proviso for some organization like us to do something,
Right.
or if not, when are they gonna do it?
When are they
Yeah,
gonna
I
do
think
it?
that's, I believe when we did the cleanup and we looked into kind of adopting certain, you can, adopt, you've seen those signs
Yeah,
when you
sure.
adopt a road.
Mhm.
However, I guess it's quite a process. And, it sounded like it was quite a process because of the insurance and that they'd really rather just have their guys do it. That was the impression I got. Can we?
Could I make a
We
suggestion?
should get the baseball team out again. Just
Right.
get the baseball team out.
Or have them bring the prisoners down and do it.
Right.
You know,
Well, I mean, you see people cleaning up different areas, so you're right. I think Bruce makes a good point. The squeaky wheel gets the grease. So if I continue to say, hey, and this area needs some help, I mean, I'm finding that if you don't say anything, nothing's ever going to change. But sometimes, if it's never going to get weeded unless it's on the list, and it's never going to get cleaned up unless it's on the list. So let's try to get it on the list.
maybe
right?
Greg could help with that, you know? He's got
Yes,
some
yes,
people, I'm sure he talks to it every now and then.
yes. Okay. Yeah, he's gonna get another email from me. He's gonna be so happy. I'm always saying, what else can you do? But he's very responsive, so, all right. Yeah. And then my last thing is I did send out on Friday, once again, doing the minutes going, oh yeah, I was supposed to contact Wendy Berry about, I asked her about first steps for a grant application, and I passed that on to Nancy so that Nancy would have Wendy's contact, also because Nancy's interested in following up with that. I haven't ever done a grant application, but I certainly think that that's something, especially when we talk about the murals, is something we're really going to have to work on, because I think that's the first thing that will be asked if we ask for money from the council.
Mm-hmm, yep. Is that on the agenda next, the murals, or what? Where are we at?
All I have is those were all the communications that went out, the coming, receiving. I think we all, Aline sent a nice thing on QR codes for us, for all of our edification about QR codes and how that we might be able to use them in the beautification committee. And Dana Semeraro, who came to the special meeting on June 3rd, and she was with us by phone on May 10th. She's another person very interested in the arts, and she has a meeting with Jean, it's Gagnier, Gagnier, who was in charge of the bricks and murals project in Westerly. So she's meeting with him tomorrow, and she's gonna send me a report after she speaks with that person. And she was unable to make this meeting today, so we will have something on that very soon. I'm not sure if that's going to be helpful or not, because I think that was almost a competition or something. So, but it's
I
something
have something on that also.
on the mural, on the bricks and murals.
Yeah, we have to, there's a whole bunch of things that are moving parts that need to come together on this thing at some point. I talked to Paige Bronk about if he had any contacts with the people that own the
AutoZone.
shopping plaza over there.
Okay.
And I talked to Bruce Flax about it too. I'm still waiting to hear back from the Chamber of Commerce about it. And I looked it up online, as Aline suggested last time we met.
Okay.
And it's owned by an outfit called Cedar Groton. I think they're a real estate investment trust. So it's not a local outfit. I think they're up in Massachusetts, and I have a name to call who may be somebody of assistance to us. But
Okay.
it looks like Cedar Groton owns that whole plaza.
So the one in the front, you mean, that encompasses AutoZone?
Where the AutoZone is.
Okay.
And, you know, that's a great building if we could get it. But this is going to be an involved process. I can see it coming already.
Yes.
And so if there's some other, somebody mentioned some other buildings that were closer to Pequannock Park. And, but nobody's talked to those people. I'd be happy to do that. I just need to know who it is. Or if somebody else has a contact that they know, if they know somebody that owns that property where the Ackley's spirit shop is located
Right.
and so forth. I mean, really, I would go for anything at this point.
Right.
I
Well,
just, if I can throw it in, I spoke to an Ackley that I'm friends with,
Oh yeah.
and I don't have it with me right at this moment, but I did get the number. There's an uncle that is in charge of all the Ackley properties now.
Oh really?
Yeah, they call him Mr. Mafia, and he's the one we would need to contact in order to work something out for the side of that building if he would be open to it.
Uh huh.
Um, so I'd be happy to get that to you, or I'll be happy to make a first call and see where we can take it from there.
Sure, absolutely. I'd love to get involved in getting this thing moving forward. And
Okay.
if anybody else has any other ideas about buildings, fine. You know, let me know.
well, did you guys have, if you read the, I know you all read your minutes. It said right on there that we all had a job and we were supposed to come up with a theme for the mural, a theme and an area. So Bruce, so we talked about this last time. So I wrote down a number of areas, suggestions. So like Bruce had the AutoZone wall. And that's, do you think, is that whole building Ackley? You think?
No,
Yes.
no.
Yeah.
You mean the one down by Pequannock Park?
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm mixing things. I'm so sorry. AutoZone is one thing, and then
Right.
Bridge, the bridge is the other place, is
Right.
Ackley, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I really think a historical theme of some kind, or you know, a submarine theme could be okay. I don't know if anybody's gone through the new Nautilus museum that they have over there, but there's a lot of stuff that we could borrow from that. A lot of themes that would go along with the sailing history here, or the boat building history here. It's just a number of things that we could put together that would be non-controversial, but be very colorful and
Right.
bold.
I
Right.
think that they used, the way I understood it for someone, I forget now who I talked to about this, but they went through a lot of old postcards and pulled the ideas out of these and used them as far as, and didn't just copy a postcard, but, integrated the ideas
Hmm.
for the historical aspect of it.
Actually, that
Hold on
is
just a
perfect segue for me to, like, I had seen when I was in California, I think I sent a postcard to one of my kids, and it was that kind of old
Okay.
fashioned.
I was on the computer. How you
Um,
doing?
And it was kind of like,
Gonna mute her.
welcome to sunny California. And I was, you know what I'm talking about, is you have that big letter, and the letter usually is different facets of the area inside, and it's
Mhm.
kind of a big, looks kind of, it's like a vintage. So
And I'll send you another one that I found in Westerly that I thought was just lovely. I mean, it just kind of says just about what you're saying. It's kind of vintagey, but it's,
yeah.
welcome. So
Um,
again, we don't have to reinvent the wheel. We just have to make it more personalized for Groton.
right. So
But we're gonna need to get some actual specific ideas, because when I start presenting this to people, I
Right.
have to have something to talk. The first thing they're gonna ask me is, well, you know, maybe a mural would be okay. What do you have in mind? So I need to be able to tell them
Yeah.
what we have in mind.
But
Yeah.
I think both of those ideas, because if you had a building owner who wasn't interested in welcome to Groton, I mean, I can see that. I have in my own mind, I could see more of a historical, well, actually, no, I could see either one in either spot, because the AutoZone spot, it's right, there's a lot of traffic right there.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Bridge Market. The other thing we talked about also was the town hall. And when I was in there kind of poking around, if you pull into the town hall into, so basically the town hall's on your right and the community center is directly ahead of you, there is a wall that's kind
That's
of
the one I've been talking about.
brown
Yeah.
and glass. Well, I thought, Nancy, I thought you were talking about the brick. This is
No,
like brown
He
and
said-
glass, right? And
we
rust.
used to go in for Parks and Rec kind of activities back there.
And it is the most horrendously ugly wall. And even if they painted it in squares, like, I mean, it is pretty bad.
It doesn't have to be a big mural. It just has to be interesting.
Yes,
Yeah.
anything. It could be the colors of our Groton thing. I mean, I don't know, I guess, but that's the town hall. And because I kept thinking we were talking about the brick, the front, because there's plenty of,
No, and I think you're on the right track with using our logo, even the town logo.
yeah, the town
Yeah,
hall
but
wall.
what
I'm
is
gonna
it?
call it, it's the town hall wall. It is,
Right,
it's not really a town hall. It's actually the town community center, the Groton Community Center.
but we're going to call it the town hall wall.
It's not attractive and it looks really old, like it's almost abandoned or something, but I know it's part of, it's not like part of the building that's going to be removed or anything. Do you know what I'm talking about, Tabitha? Or you don't go down. Yeah. It's a
Fitch? You're talking
What?
about,
It's Fitch Middle, it's ex-Fitch
Fitch Middle
Middle
School,
School.
yeah.
Yes.
but the YMCA, I mean, the Parks and Rec,
Yeah.
Parks and Rec has all their, yeah.
Yeah, it's unattractive. Let me see. So I've got Bridge, AutoZone, Town Hall wall. Did we have, and I really liked what you had said last time, Bruce, which I'm hoping won't be too much of a hard sell. It will enhance business. It really will enhance
Well,
business.
absolutely. That's how it has to be proposed to these.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Okay, does anybody have any more themes or another area that has come to mind that that's a great spot? Leanne, you're not driving around going, oh my Lord, that's an ugly wall there. Or actually, maybe she's not with us right now. Of course, I think she would tell us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
All right.
there's something out on Route 12.
Well, we were talking about Johnson's Hardware too, and really that could be a key spot if we could get Bill to go along with putting some stuff out there and taking care of it. I mean,
Plantings, yeah, plantings.
we just
so-
have to talk to him about it, really.
Right. So unfortunately, it seems like many of you know this gentleman. I haven't met him. Is he there all the time, Mr. Johnson?
Yeah, he's
Bill
pretty much
Johnson?
there all the time. And I forgot, somebody said that they were going to talk to him last time. I think it was Leanne, but I'm not
I
sure.
think you're right,
If
yeah.
I'm more than happy to speak to him too. She probably knows him better than I do, but
Uh-huh.
I would be happy to speak to him if she isn't going to. But we need some specific ideas. I'm not really good on the planting and planters and stuff, so I really need you guys to tell me what
Yes.
should go there, and then I'll go talk to him.
Right. Well, I guess my question is, does he have, I mean, are we going to get told that strip of land between his parking lot and Route 1 is state owned?
I don't know. I'll find out. I mean, he ought to know. It's his piece
Yeah.
of property that
Yeah.
abuts it, certainly.
Really, all we want from him is see if he'd plant some street trees. I mean, it's a pretty hostile environment. And it's going to get covered with salt. I mean, there's got to be some street trees out there. Are there street trees, Tabitha, that can live through? It's not a very large area. And so there's going to be,
Right, a couple of blooming cherry trees or something, they've got I know in West Hartford, they did that all along Elmwood Avenue. They did these blooming, I think they were cherry. They were pink. Anyway, they were not big trees at all. They didn't require a lot of pruning or anything. They just flowered in the spring and they were lovely.
but are they hardy enough? I mean, this has to be a really hardy tree to
Well,
be
this is
in a
about 20
very
years ago when they
thin-
planted them and they're still blooming, so.
But I mean, are they getting 100% sun, a lot of salt because they're right next to the road?
Yeah.
That's what I'm
How
concerned
about our
about.
state tree? Have you seen what they've done over there at Old Mystic Village with that what the heck is our state tree? I'm trying to think of the name of it. The
Sorry, guys. I'm working on $1 million property. I had to take the call.
That's okay. We forgive you.
Good, we
Well,
want a big
okay,
donation
I
there.
still don't have you.
You can score points,
Hmm.
Leanne, if you can tell us what the state tree of Connecticut is.
Oh,
Isn't it an oak tree?
no, it's it's they're
Mountain
all in
laurel? That's a shrub.
the what?
The mountain laurel, but it's a
Yes,
shrub.
yes. That's it. The mountain.
Okay.
laurel.
Yeah, we do have, but that's a shrub. That's not a tree. Is it,
They
it's
grow-
not it's not the dogwood?
Mountain laurel's a tree. It's not a shrub.
No,
You
it's
can
No,
a
it's a
if
shrub.
you can prune it and make it a
Prune it
shrub,
probably, yeah.
which is what they've done over in Old Mystic Village. But they're huge flowers on those things.
Really?
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Huh.
But
Yeah,
anyway,
that
that,
would be-
that
it
would be
is,
Yeah,
it is
Yeah,
charter
they-
oak.
pretty-
they're more of an
pretty hardy.
understory. They're not gonna survive in
Charter oak.
direct sun.
Charter oak. Can anybody hear
All
me?
Charter oak, yes.
Charter oak. That's it. That's the tree. Well,
Is there
actually,
really such a thing as a charter oak? There-
it says. Well, it actually says two
no,
things.
that's not the state tree though. That's the tree that's like the symbol of Connecticut. But I don't think it's just. That's where they hid the charter way back when
We diverge here,
from the
guys.
British.
Okay, all right.
I have in front of me from Google, it says Connecticut state tree, but it actually has two. It has a white oak and a charter oak.
Huh.
So I'm not absolutely sure, but it's obviously an oak.
Nope.
I like dogwood.
Yeah. Leanne, so your
Yeah.
name had come up when you weren't with us, so no,
I'm
it was
sorry.
nothing bad. We were wondering about speaking with Bill Johnson of Johnson's Hardware regarding seeing if he's willing to plant some street trees there on that strip that's right in front of Johnson's, right along Route 1 there.
Yeah, I'd be happy to talk to Bill.
But the only, it needs to be a very hardy tree. That's a very inhospitable place to live.
Yeah.
But there are trees that they're specifically street trees and they live in the city and such. So maybe I should,
Flowering.
yes, it would be nice if
Flowering.
it was flowering. Yes.
The ones they put in over on Eugene O'Neill in New London have done very well. We probably should find out what those were.
Mm.
They look really nice.
So do your the hanging.
Adeline, are you
plants,
awake?
too.
I think can she hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
No, Adeline. Can she hear me?
Adeline, you mean Tabitha?
No.
Elaine.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
She was sleeping.
No, I'm listening. I'm all ears.
Okay. It's been a tough day. I'm working on a big deal, trying to put it together.
If anyone can do it, you can do it, Leanne.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying to be good for here.
Go get them, Leanne.
All right. Okay. So we need to. So Bruce, you found out who owns AutoZone, and are you actually going to try to reach out to somebody, or you really want some kind of sketch first? Because I think at least we have two ideas now: is something historical, or that kind of vintage postcard look. It would be really nice if we could have. I don't know how you get a mock-up. Is there any like programs that you could just kind of pick and choose stuff?
I'll just make it up. I'll make it up. I'll
You
make
make
up
it
a
up?
couple of things. But first, I have to get a hold of somebody and get their okay. It's a two-step process. I have to find out. I have to talk to the people who actually own the building,
Yes.
which
right.
is not AutoZone, and then I have to get AutoZone's approval to put it
Right.
up, assuming you get approval from Cedar Groton Realty.
Okay.
Hey, Leanne, do you know anybody from Cedar Groton Realty over there that owns that all those buildings in the shopping plaza where Aldi's is, and not Aldi's, but I don't know,
No, all these, there,
Grapevine,
There used to be
Bank of America.
there used to be a number out in front. On
That's
the
that's
sign.
Chris Regan. That's Chris Regan's plaza.
No,
the
no.
one where Bank America is.
No, 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 no.
this is in the
Yes,
back,
yes,
post
yes,
office.
yes.
Chris Reagan's is a dump.
Okay,
Well, he
Leanne,
owns
this is
he
being
owns the
recorded.
dump in front too.
That whole thing is a dump.
It is.
The one he's asking about is a different one. It's like he said, it's where the Aldi's is. It's the one that was redone not that long ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, the where the AutoZone is the same plaza that the Bank of America is in.
No.
It's before you get to the one over at Aldi's.
No.
They may own that one too. I don't know, but I know that they
No.
own the one where the Bank of America is and where the AutoZone is.
They're
So
in two
that's what I'm
different
wondering if you know
plazas.
anybody from Cedar Groton LLC. They're
Just-
out of either Massachusetts or New Jersey. I'm not sure which. I've got a number to call anyway, but
just so
nobody
you-
knows them here in town for some peculiar reason. You would think so, but
First
nobody's
of
got a
all,
personal
wait a minute.
relationship.
Wait a minute. There's a number on the sign. If you look, there was a number. I expect it's still there. They like to have inquiries, so in case they have something that's empty. So I think you'll see the sign is there. Bank of America is owned by, that is not owned by Chris Reagan's group. That's actually a separate ownership, as is the bank on the other end. They both own their own property.
Citizens.
Well, I don't know. I didn't check either one of them. I did check AutoZone, and almost everybody in between is owned by Cedar Groton LLC.
Okay. All right. So you, Bruce, are going to try to establish contact with that group, correct?
Yes, yes.
All right. Now we need the somebody who's going to reach out to Ackley regarding the bridge market. And before, I just wanted to mention that Beth Oback, who has been emailing but cannot attend our meetings, sent an email. She'd read our minutes from and saw that we were interested in murals. And she said a number of years ago, they were trying to organize a mural, and it was going to be at the bridge market. And I don't know what happened. I haven't reached out to her yet because I don't ever I wasn't involved in that process at that time, but so I will reach out to her. However, that gave me a little positive, it gave me a little feeling of positive, positivity, just because I thought, well, if they were thinking about it years ago, and I don't know what happened, if it was economic or COVID or what, but that just seems like a nice place to.
If I could, if I've got to go to another meeting, so I don't know what time it is here, but
It's 6:18.
yeah, I got to go to another one at 6:30.
Okay.
When I was talking with the Val Ackley, that I'm friends with today, she was telling me that at one time there was a large racetrack where all that is now. And she said thousands of people used to come to Groton for the races.
This is why I'd like to use the postcard idea, Leanne. This is exactly why I think the postcard idea is important, because Midway Oval was, midway between New York and Boston. It had the racetrack, it had the train, it had the trolley. There's all kinds of things that we can use for that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Something.
Because I think if we could do something with the history of it, because like the Indians were there, and then the racetrack was there, and then the potato fields were there.
Who's the historian, Leanne? What's his name?
Jimmy Streeter.
Jim Streeter. I think it would be worth just a small committee getting together with Jim Streeter, pulling his ideas as well.
Okay. We can do that. I can set that up.
Okay.
I can call too. I mean, you've got a lot on your plate. You're making $1 million deal.
Right, right. You gotta get
I
that
should,
order.
I probably just jinxed myself talking about it.
Right,
No,
right.
you didn't. We're giving you good karma here.
Right, so I'll
Good,
gladly
good.
call Jim Streeter and maybe 3 of us can get together, whoever wants
That would
to
be,
meet
yeah,
with
because I
him.
really, but once again, what I'm hoping, once again, Bruce, one thing could lead to another, especially if we can
Exactly.
get the hang of, if it turns out nicely and we can get the hang of writing a grant and try to get this off the ground.
We can do something with somebody locally owned. It would be a lot easier
Yeah,
than going
like the
through
town hall.
corporate layers of corporate
Yes,
this
right.
and that.
Well, okay,
this-
so does anybody want to I'm happy to reach out. I'm already working on the plantings. Do you want me to reach out about our town hall wall at the community center with John Burt? Possibly, or maybe Mark
Anything.
Berry?
Anything would be
Yeah.
helpful. Yeah.
You start with Mark Berry probably,
Okay, all right,
because it's kind of his building.
okay. All right, so what we're talking about, should I just say, even if it was just blocks of colors, or, I mean, the one thing I don't want to set the bar too low, but like almost anything is better, but
I think something from our town logo, even just part of our town logo, vertically would be nice there. It's very colorful.
our
We
new one,
could
you
use
mean?
our town logo as a link between all the murals and somehow integrate that in all of them to make it.
That may be a little tough to do right now, but
Yeah, I think it's a
you
good
don't
idea.
necessarily have to paint anything, You can get one of these 3M things that go up on a wall like you see on the sides of trucks and all kinds of
Oh.
places like that. I mean, that's really the way to go on a small place.
Well, it's
Go, guys.
huge.
See you
It's a
soon.
huge wall, Bruce.
Bye-bye.
Oh, it is. How big is it?
Bye.
Bye, Leanne. Talk
Bye-bye.
soon. Oh, wait, Leanne, before you go, wait.
Right.
One
Yeah.
thing, okay.
Are you going to talk to Ackley?
Yep.
I'm
Okay.
just gonna quickly ask, are we, I figure can be our last Zoom meeting. Where would we like to meet in July?
Makes no difference to me. I'm open to any place.
Okay.
Better with booze, but I'm open to anyone.
Yeah. How about the spot?
We were talking about, okay, so I will let you know then. That
Okay.
since it's not a quick, Nancy.
Oh, Bruce had an idea. He said, how about the spot out in the patio?
That's
You
true.
can
We
be
should
on the
do that.
patio because you can't talk inside. It's too
Yeah.
dry.
Right.
Right.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
bye, Leanne. Okay.
Is
All
there
right.
a zoning meeting tonight?
Is there what?
Yeah, I believe there is.
Is there a zoning? Okay, I don't want to miss that.
Okay, all right, so I will.
I think that's at
Okay,
6:30
so
actually.
I will reach out to John Burt about a town logo, or also we were talking about possibly it's not really wrapping, but it's a very large wall though, but
How big is it? Can you give me an idea?
I'm the worst. It's
When
probably,
you go down to, Bruce, when you
It's
go down
probably
to look
3
at where the
stories tall.
pot's going.
and the other thing is some of it's glass and some of it's metal, and then the metal has rust running down it. It's very unattractive. It's
Sounds
quite large.
How about
okay.
a banner?
Okay, banner, okay.
You can take a photograph of the city seal or whatever you were talking about, and that can be transferred to a 3M operation. It can be just stuck up on the wall. And
Okay,
they look great. I mean, they really look good.
okay.
So
I
that's a
think you can even-
possibility.
You can even do that on a window, can't you, and actually be able to see through it? I think I've seen something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That just starts getting more, paint is not all that expensive. That's what
No,
I
but
was thinking.
it's got to be done. It's got to be done well.
You're right,
You don't
of
want
course.
you don't want the kids doing it, kind of thing.
This one, I was thinking maybe the kids actually could do it. I mean, the art students, kids with who had some good abilities developed, but, all right. So we are, let's move on from murals real quick. I just wanted to, everyone knows that the plantings at Sutton Park happened. It would not have happened without Tabitha Harkin, woo, woo, woo. And thank you. And I did send a handwritten letter to John Reiner, who approved the money to pay for our plants. And I can't, just very much appreciated, but Tabitha made the ask and it came out well. And Tabitha, myself, Aline, and Andrew were there, and my husband were planting. Went very quickly. Like I said, Aline, she's a dynamo in the garden. And I'll talk to John about doing some plantings. And then the last thing I have on mine is just the Avery Parklet, which I just sent. I sent, you know, a memo to Deb Jones to ask, please ask if we could do something there. But it's nothing. It's not very significant. It's, could we please get rid of the poison ivy and plant some stuff? But I need help. I'm gonna need some help digging. So the murals really is what we're focusing on right now, it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So you guys have got some really good ideas.
Did you want me to contact our town historian and set up a little meeting and talk about postcards and history and have him bring some
I
ideas?
would love it, because I think Leanne has
Sure.
tremendous good intentions, but she's quite busy. So I think if you could follow through with that, I would really appreciate it, Nancy.
Okay, who would like to?
Yeah,
I want-
I'd like to be on this one because that will
Aileen?
get me to know a little bit somebody in town.
And Bruce, did you say yes or no?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
All right, there's your three right there.
Okay, good.
You guys, I'm doing all the talking again. Does anybody have anything they would like to add or say? Aline, do you have any words?
Yes, when I realized that the Chelsea Bank was going to be renovated,
Yes.
and all the beautiful planting in front by Route 1, this is a great opportunity to see what are they going to do with those plants. Can we have access to them and plant them somewhere else? And can we actually, every time there is some work done around a building somewhere, can we make it a point to ask about the landscape plantings? See if we can use that as some kind of generated some plants for us to use somewhere else.
Huh, wow.
I almost did that on the corner of, what is it, Meridian Street that comes out, and there was a coffee shop there, and now it's going to be, I don't know, some fast food restaurant
Oh, yeah.
down the hill.
Popeye.
Popeyes?
I almost stopped in because they were digging up everything. I'm thinking, but I have no place to take them.
Right.
But they threw out all of those shrubs, everything.
Okay. Well,
I mean, I can try to find out. I had said that to Aline. I haven't followed up yet, but we can try to look into it.
And maybe we
I'm sorry,
can
say again?
I can try to look into that with the owner.
Yes.
It could also mean that we need to locate an area where we can store them until we have a spot to use them.
Well,
And,
maybe over at Anacosset. Are we done with the golf planting?
The golf planting isn't happening right now. Unfortunately, we didn't get the grant for the rain garden.
But could that be a place that we transport these shrubs?
Yeah, it possibly could. But I don't know where to store them in the meantime, Cindy. Right.
It'll be interesting to find out when they're going to dig them out too. Who knows, when that's going to be.
right.
Yeah.
So Tabitha, do you have somebody you can talk to about that?
The Chelsea Groton
Yeah.
property? I mean, I can talk to Deb and Paige and see if they have a contact with that property.
Okay, so I worked there for 7 years and I know a lot of big names. Very, very nice, concerned people in the community. So I might be able to reach out to my old boss, who probably has nothing to do with it, but he could steer me in the right direction.
Yeah, you go ahead. That's great.
Okay. All right. Okay. That's a great idea. Okay. Does anybody still bank there here?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
And
I do.
I talked to Chelsea like about 2 years ago. They were going to be doing all their renovation then, and actually I was going to put a sculpture out in front.
Uh-huh.
That same one I was talking about with you
Right.
guys.
What
And
happened?
it just went on and on and on. And I got to tell you, it was 2 years ago.
Uh-huh.
So
Do you
I,
remember, do you have a name? Do you remember who you talked with? Or would you talk?
I talked to it was the secretary to the president whose name I can't think of right now, but I probably have it in my phone somewhere. I'll take a look.
Okay. All right. Because,
Yeah, they were very accommodating and were willing to do anything really.
okay.
They had agreed to put a concrete pad in and everything for the sculpture, but
Uh-huh.
they just never did anything. It never happened.
It just
So
never
now
happened.
they're a little further along with their
Okay.
renovations.
Well,
But
they've been doing very, very well financially, and I know they're very invested in
oh
our
yeah, no, they're
community.
great. They're great folks for sure.
And, Michael Rao, he's very progressive, I think. So, all
Yeah,
right, well, I can see who I can reach out to. That's a good reason for me to try to call my old boss.
they have somebody specifically that does that, as I recall. That's like
Well, I know
community.
they have a certainly a grounds maintenance kind of thing, but I think they're not making the decisions, they're carrying out the decisions.
No, I'll see if I can find a name for you that I
Okay.
talked to. If not, call Rob and his gal that works for him. She knows exactly who's taking care of what.
Okay. Rob at Chelsea Groton.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. Yeah. So who I know. So he's a very nice man. Anyways.
yeah, he is.
Okay. So where do we want to meet this summer, people?
Excuse me, I have the name. I just found it. It's called
Okay.
Jen Pensa.
Really?
Yeah,
NSA?
yeah, PENSA. Yeah, and her number is 203
Uh-huh.
738 8430.
Huh. And she works for Chelsea Groton.
Yeah, she's the one that handles most of that stuff, from what I'm aware of. Anyway, that's what
Okay.
she told me. That's
Okay.
who Rob gave me. He gave me her name.
All right. So I can do some name dropping with you, Bruce.
Yeah, you can tell them that maybe they remember me from a couple of years ago. And I had
Okay.
like 3 or 4 meetings with them, and then it just like all petered out
I'm
because they
sorry to
never
hear
did
that.
anything.
All right. Well, wouldn't that be nice if we could revive it again? Because
That'd
that's
be
really,
great. Yeah, absolutely.
if we could get things going at that corner and then move it down the corridor, it'd be
Yep,
delightful.
that was the whole idea.
Yep. All right, here we are circling back around again. Maybe we can make it happen this time.
That corner has a curse on it, I think.
Well, okay, let's see if we can break the curse. Come on. The Red Sox won the World Series. We can get something going in Groton. Okay.
All right.
They broke the curse. All right. Now, where do we want to meet? Nancy had suggested going back to meeting at Washington Park, which we had done at the end of the summer last year because we weren't meeting indoors. We could do that. We could meet. I'm happy to meet somewhere. Maybe we could get, well, no, we can't get Andrew to meet us on a Monday night, but I think if food and drink was involved, it might be more likely for him to show up, right, Elaine?
Well, he's working on Monday night.
I know, but
Why don't we? We
Oh,
get
but-
more likely he'd
Yeah,
come.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
so
if the
funny.
weather's good, the spot is still a nice place.
Is that okay to meet at a place like that?
Sure, yeah.
Oh, you mean the
Why not?
town would, yeah, maybe not, since
Yeah.
we are a town meeting. That might not be a good idea.
I don't know like what rules govern this committee specifically, but do you need to be recorded?
No, because they were only being recorded because of Zoom. Before we were not recorded. We just met in a room in the senior center.
Just have to take notes. You have to take notes at any town meeting.
Yeah. Which, of course, this is really easy because I take notes and then I watch it as I do the minutes because maybe I missed something possibly. So, I'll ask Lisa if we can meet at an actual venue. Tabitha, could you attend something like that, or would that be?
I don't know.
What's out at the golf course? That's the other place we could go. Isn't there something at the golf course?
Par4.
that we could-
Golf course is okay, and the annex too. We could go up to the annex. I'm sure that they have a room up there for us that's open.
Oh, but you
Well, there's
can't order
plenty of
drinks
rooms.
there.
It's just, are we having food and beverages? What's the question?
Well, I prefer
mean-
the spot for sure, or par 4 is okay
Par
too.
4. Yeah.
And we could say we're meeting there, we're checking out the space.
Well, we're gonna have the spot beautify themselves a little bit more on the corner. We have some
Yeah.
ideas for them.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, I'll ask and send you guys out an email.
Okay.
And
Okay.
while you're all on and you know this, what is going in the building on the other corner of the spot? It
Hmm,
was a massage therapy school. What's going in there?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't work the permitting side of things, so I
There's
can
a
ask
big
Judge
bank.
Wilkins, but
Yeah.
You know, you should, usually the town councilors know all that stuff. I was interested too, because it looked like it was on the market, looked like it had sold, but then I just went by yesterday and it said something like booking appointments which looked new. And I was like, wait,
Yep.
so I'm
I
not
think
sure,
it-
Nancy.
I think it did sell, but I mean, if they're getting rid of any plants, let's just be on top of it.
Oh, yeah, I don't think so, because that was landscaped, I believe, by Brian Kent of Kent and Frost. And, but who
But-
knows, right?
Who knows?
I'm sure I can probably find that out. What is that building called? Massage building?
The School of Massage Therapy, it was.
Okay. Probably better than massage building, okay. Cool. Okay, all right. I'll see if I can gather that, okay. All right, is there anything else? We are gonna.
What date do we have, Cindy? I'm sorry, what's the date of our?
July, next meeting is Monday, July 12th. I believe we're gonna keep the time at 5:30.
Okay, and then I'll send out an email for our meeting on the postcard collection.
Okay.
Excellent, excellent, yeah. Yeah, because you should be able to find some good images for that, Nancy.
Right.
So
Right.
basically, let's really be focusing on the mural things. Aline, would you be interested in planting any hosta at the town hall with me?
Sure, wonderful.
All right, I hope nobody else will have hurt feelings if Aline and I do it together, will you? I mean, I
No,
know
but I'd
Nancy
love
would,
to-
except that your sciatica is bad. and
I'd
I
like
know-
you to pull out some hosta here, please.
Okay, maybe we'll have to come by your house first and
Right.
see if you have different than what I've already lifted out.
Okay.
Okay, no slugs though. I don't want any slugs with them.
I don't allow slugs on my property.
Oh, good. That's
Except
good.
these guys that show up, you know.
All right, well then we should probably adjourn because it is now 6:37.
Yep.
Everybody knows who they're gonna be talking to.
Yep.
Bruce's
Great.
Auto Zone. Is it Leanne doing Ackley?
Yes.
Yes.
She's supposed to get back to me.
Right. Okay, and then I will do Town Hall. All right. Let's
Thanks,
go.
Cindy. Thanks
Terrific.
for a great meeting. That was
Oh,
good.
thank you. Oh, wait, I guess we have to vote. Can we vote to adjourn? Is there
I
a
think we
motion to
all
adjourn?
agree we're adjourning.
Yeah,
Aye.
yeah.
Okay.
We are
Aye.
adjourning.
Awesome.
Aye,
All right.
Captain.
And so we're all set with adjourning. All right. Thank you, guys.
All right.
So enjoyable
Bye.
to have you with me. Thank you.
Tabitha.
6:38,
Bye.
signing off.
Bye-bye.
Bye.